to see it just splatter all over the ground. That's how he said he's going to do you. St. John 18 and 19. The high priest then asked Mashiach of his disciples and of his doctrine. Mashiach answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. He said, I spoke openly before everybody. Say, ask them which heard me what I said. Say, they know what I said. See? He said, I spoke openly to the world. It's like we are, speaking openly to the world. So I ever taught in the synagogue, and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing. He said, in secret have he said nothing, because it's right there for you to hear. Ain't hiding behind no door, behind no computer, or behind no wall, or no, building or anything. Saying whatever you say, he said it right there in their face. Right there in their face. Go to Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttered her voice in the streets. So that's what the Most High said we're supposed to be doing. Uttering our voice in the streets. It crying out. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates, in the city, she uttered her words, saying, how long, you simple ones? As they passed by, say, how long, you simple ones? Will you love simplicity? It's real simple. I mean, come on. How is it that the same thing, when I was young, all the way to now, you hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And you still don't know what this Bible is talking about. That's why I say, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. They don't fear the Most High. Fools hate knowledge. That's why you can't accept instruction. Can't tell them what to do. That will help them to be able to further their way to the kingdom of the Most High. Now you can't tell them nothing. Because they fools. They hate knowledge and they hate instruction. Remember this, brother. St. John 15 and 18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. They killed him. That same world killed him, Mashiach Yahushua. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you are the world would love its own. See how the world, you can tell the churches are with the world. Because the world loves the churches. They be right there with the churches. I mean, they coming right against the brothers, but they tell you if you are the world would love its own. It was out there doing the same doctrine that they bringing forth, would be no problem. But the truth is the truth. If you are the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And the way you know you're out of the world, because you're bringing the word of the Most High, and the world hates you for bringing the word of the Most High out. Verse 23. He that hated me, hated my Father also. Hear that? They hated Mashiach said they hate the Most High too. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. You hear what he said? They hated him and the Most High. Look, this is Israel. So you know, this our people. This is Mashiach Yahushua, the only begotten Son of the Most High. And I mean that literally, the only begotten Son of the Most High. Most High created him. He created everything else. Through Mashiach Yahushua. Luke 19:14. This is Mashiach Yahushua. What he had to go through. So this is like he said, they hated him before they hated us. It says Luke 19:14. But his citizens hated him. His own people, the Israelites, hated him. And sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. The same man that did more miracles than could be put in all the books. Let's read it. Hold that. His own citizen hated him, right? Hated him. Hated him. Unbelievable. Luke 21:25. And there are also many other things which Mashiach Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. So his citizens hated him, and they made a statement. They sent a message to him saying, we would not have this man to reign over us. The same as what you're looking at these pork chop eating preachers that's going against, and all those that's joined with them going against the prophets of the Most High in these last days. No different. They did a Mashiach Yahushua like this. They took him to an edge of a cliff and wanted to throw him over. Straight up. His own people. But he got away from them. That's why sometimes it's time to disappear like he did. All the time he didn't just stand there and deal with whatever. He could have. Like he told the Romans, I could call down 12 legions of angels and kill all of y'all. But he didn't. Sometimes he just went through the crowd, mixed himself within the crowd, and got away. So he said, hey, Luke 19:14, but the citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we would not have this man to reign over us. So what he say about them that wouldn't have him to reign over them? Because he coming to judge and make war. So all you that don't want this man that's not coming back as a man, you coming to his angelic power. You don't want him to reign over you? Verse 27. Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies, he called you his enemies. If you don't want this big black man to reign over you. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. That's a judgment right there. We all gonna meet the judgment seat of a Mashiach Yahushua. We already read it. You heard what he said. Did it happen then? Did it happen then? No. But when he come to judge and make war, and his enemies, he gonna say, bring them in front of me and kill them right in front of me. Understand this, overstand this. This is the future. It's like that. It's gonna be just like that. That's the way it's gonna be. First John 2:3. Same one that said, bring my enemies in front of me and kill them before me. That's what he said. First John 2:3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. See? That's how you know him. He said in St. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. So you do know him if you keep his commandments. So if you thought you're not under the law, you're not under the commandments, you don't know him. How you know you? That's why he said, that's why I can see why he's saying, making statements like he's saying, because people gonna be really doing the things that's contrary to what he's saying. That's like in their own mind saying, oh, this, I'm not concerned. I know my Jesus. I know this and I know that. You don't know really nothing. That's why he said in Matthew 7:21, he said, not everyone that saith unto me, Mashiach, Jesus, Lord, whatever name you call him, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. You think the will of Most High is not to do what he wants you to do, as his rules and regulations, his commandments, his laws? Come on. You think he took the time to give us moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws? Well, we know the sacrificial law is the one law that you're not under. All you to go to church, you know? Because the Mashiach Shah was the ultimate sacrifice, but we still have moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. He got 613 laws to follow. Not just 10, but the 10 is comprised of the whole 613 laws. We look at how to love the Most High with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and how to love thy neighbor as thyself. All the laws based upon them two principles. But the first of all the laws is, hear, O Israel, the Most High our power. The Most High our power is one. That's the first of all the commandments. But see, who's saying that? No, you can't bring that out because, wait a minute, how do we fit into that? Are we Gentiles? How's he our power when he said the Most High is our power? He's the power of Israel. How's that? You keep saying it over and over again, but you can't relate because you are in darkness. But when you come out of that darkness to this marvelous light and start to see from the darkness, then you'll realize, wow, I'm Israel. That Israel is talking about me. Then you can come to higher levels of spiritual understanding. But if you don't conclude yourself in there, you still a Gentile, then you might as well do as my friend did. Highlighted Acts the 15th chapter. That's it. Letter to the Gentiles. Whew. And few scriptures here and there. That's all you have to go by. But you see, he said, Matthew 7:21, not everyone that says unto me, Mashiach, Mashiach, Lord, Lord, Jesus, Jesus, Christ, Christ, whatever name you use shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. The will of the Most High which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Mashiach, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Jesus, Jesus, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? They're going to say to him, remember everybody going to meet you jump seat of Mashiach, Yahweh Shai? Every eye going to see him? They're going to say to him, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? Listen, they stand before him with their acts in their mind, telling him what they have done. And then what I profess unto them, I never knew you. Hear that? I never knew you. But you think just because you see people doing the things that they're perpetrating in the churches and the leaders and so forth, doing the things that you think that is real and coming from a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, calling in his name. You heard what he said? In thy name. He gonna say, I never knew you. He gonna tell them, I never knew you. So you think that he gonna know you? You under the same leadership, you under the same doctrine, the same beliefs. You think he gonna say, I know you? When you follow the same way that he's telling you, he gonna tell them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Right? So no different than go over to Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. So if you're standing out there, you see people going into the church, and you saying, think, what Mashiach Shai tells saying, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, and you don't know anything about the law and the prophets, because you taught that you're not under the law. And the Old Testament done away with, because you got the New Testament, the new covenant that you were grafted into as Gentiles, when you really the Israelites. That's what he said. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Don't even think that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. That's the Old Testament. That's the only thing he had to go by. Show me where he was reading the book of Revelations when he walked to earth. Any other book of the New Testament when he walked to earth. When he opened up the book, he was reading from the Old Testament, period. Because that's all that existed. The old scrolls. That's why he's saying, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So he came to fulfill what it was written concerning him coming to the earth and suffering for the sins of the children of Israel. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, heaven and earth is still here today. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. See that? So how you going to say that we're not under the law? Listen what he said. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, just for these pork chop eating preachers that y'all follow. Break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, they shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. The least in the kingdom of heaven is going to be thrown in the lake of fire. Because your name's not going to be written in the book of life. But there's a condition. Whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Now either you're going to be the least or you're going to be the greatest. You'll be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Only way you're called great in the kingdom of heaven is if you do and teach the law. You're going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Now you got a choice to be the least, because he told you in Revelation 20 and 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Straight up. So how you going to be written into the book of life and you don't keep the laws of the Most High? You just do whatever you want to do. And you don't even know his laws. Don't even care to know his laws. It don't work like that, people. Understand this. Overstand this, because it's very important that you understand this Bible through the precepts and our story. You see? That's why I tell you, look, St. John 7 and 49. Are you following those preachers that's saying that you're not under the law? You ain't got to follow the law? You ain't got to follow the Most High rules and regulations? Listen what he say to you. St. John 7 and 49. But this people who knoweth not the law are cursed. But this people who knoweth not the law are cursed. You cursed. You read them curses from Deuteronomy 28, 60, 15 on down to 68. That's you. Ecclesiastes 33. The Apocrypha. Ecclesiastes 33. A lot of you need to get the Apocrypha, the Cambridge University Press. Apocrypha. It's a lot of meat here. It's straightforward. Can't miss it. It tells you in Ecclesiastes 23 and 2. A wise man hateth not the law. A wise man hateth not the law. But he that is an hypocrite, thereon, But he that is a hypocrite thereon, it is as a ship in a storm. A man of understanding trusts in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. See? So you gotta trust in the law so the Most High be with you, because how is he gonna be with you when you don't? That's why Master Shai said, he probably you that work iniquity, wickedness, I never knew you. Because I'm telling you, he said, if you love me, keep my commandments, keep the laws. But you taught that you're not under it. You ain't got to follow the law. So you can do whatever you want to do. And whatever you do, you're going to be forgiven for, because he nailed it to the cross. And that's not right. You see? It's a real diabolical jealousy of who we are, and as being the chosen people of the Most High, and coming back to our knowledgeable understanding of who we are in these last days, to bring this knowledge back to our people. Because a lot of people leaving the churches, coming into the knowledge wisdom understanding of the truth, and they looking at their money. They're losing money because it's all about corporation, it's all about them raking the money from the people that nothing but commerce. But if you don't see it, then what can I say? It's something you got to ask the Most High to show you. James 1 and 5. Any of you lack wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith. You got to believe in the Most High. Nothing wavering, for he that wavers is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. See? So you got to be sure of your faith. When you ask him, you got to believe that he's hear you and he's going to give it to you. Ask in faith, believe. We can't be like other nations. We can't be like the heathen nations that know not the Most High. We got to be as those that have studied. That's why I tell you to study to show yourself approved unto man. No, approved unto the Most High. But if you don't study, how are you going to be approved unto the Most High? You're not. That's why, we're catching it, but we're going to make it through it. We're going to make it through, brothers. Luke 21. 12. Luke 21 and 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. We rolling by Hashem Mashak. You hear them saying it. In the name of the anointed Savior. A lot of these people, they just bringing forth knowledge. But they ain't really showing the people how to roll in Baha Shama Mashak Yahweh. You don't hear it. What is that? In the name of the anointed Savior. Some of you know in the name of Jesus Christ, but that's not his name. J was invented in 1630 AD. The Bible that you have is written in 1611. You got a revived version if you have Jesus Christ in it. You see what I'm saying? There's certain things they put in there, like baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That ain't in there. That wasn't in there. They added that in there for their Trinity doctrine. Rapture, is that in the Bible? Is Trinity in the Bible? No. Certain these things, so they put Am and Aman in there. Am and Ra. You saying whatever you're saying to Am and Ra. No. Because this is all a vibration of Egypt. You hear it, you say it, you look at the dollar bill, you see it's right there. But when it comes down to certain things, you eliminate the fact that, oh wow, why is that there? They added those things in there. When you see italics, they added. But you say they're gonna do all these things, bring us before, the synagogues and prisons. That's the Jewish people that worship in the synagogues, letting you know, hey, they the ones that's ruling the world, the Illuminati and so forth. They the ones that's over everybody. They don't want you to know this truth because they know when we call on our power, we cry into our power. With humility and broken contrite spirit, he gonna hear us. He gonna have pity on us. And he gonna deliver us. He gonna send his angel of the Most High. Understand this. Overstand this point. When they go to messing around with the men of the Most High, and not knowing who they really dealing with, just think that we just somebody out there hollering and screaming. We dedicate our life to this. Understand this, overstand this. It's really important. But you got brothers out there that scoffers, they just scoffing because they ain't doing nothing. Be encouraged, brothers. Know that the Most High, he's with us. It's just those that cannot feel what it is that, it's like we people put us in the present, but sometimes we go, when you look down, you see everything that you see that have been done to us in picture form, and we there, and we here, and we all in between all the times of the atrocities that's been done to us, and we seeing it right in our face, just point blank, shot to death, and the verdict is not guilty. It's like open season on us. That's why we have to call on the Most High. But oh boy, here we go. Ecclesiasticus 39. and 28. That's all he said. You can deal with us how you want to, but you got to deal with this. They got to deal with this. There'll be spirits. These are angels. Most I said in Psalms 104 and 4. He maketh his angels spirits. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. See, a lot of brothers, they ain't bringing forth these scriptures because they looking at trying to appease or don't be so offensive to our enemies when they don't care nothing about us. Just from the Most High. These spirits were made, we'll say there be spirits that are created. Who created them? The Most High. For vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. What are they? A spirit of what? Fire. Woo. Fire is a spirit. A spirit of what? And hell. Hell is a spirit. And famine. Food shortages. Spirits of destruction. Famine. That's an angel. To bring it about. And death. A death angel. All these were created for vengeance. Hear that? Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions. Teeth of wild beasts are spirits that the Most High have a wild beast tear your butt up. Scorpions have scorpions sting you. Spirits of the Most High. Scorpions. Serpents. Poisonous snakes. Because they can go right by you. Don't even look at you. Don't even run away from you. Or come at you and bite you. And the swords, by their swords, guns. Anything that's in the ordinance of destruction. Punishing the wicked to destruction. You hear that? Punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment. You hear that? The Most High use these spirits and see what they are. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. They here on the earth, brothers. They right here on the earth. They shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. You hear that? And you know the Most High bring it forth. Tell them, go do this, go do that. Go do this, go do this, go do that. I was looking at some footage of Iran. It's getting jacked up with water, flood. Cars, semi, everything just washing everything out the way. He's visiting this earth with his plagues. He's plaguing this place. See, people not really woke. They just looking at just keep on looking at the games and look at sports and everything to detour your mind from what this Bible is talking about. See, look what he's saying. Let me get another Bible. This Bible it's my handy one, but it's about had it. But it's still, my number one Bible. But look at I want you to look at 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. It's prophecy. See, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. See? Egypt means captivity or slavery or bondage. When you read Exodus 22, it says Egypt is bondage. House of bondage. So he gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. That's what he's doing. As before. is saying. So when you look at, oh, that's over there in Africa, no. Not necessarily. He tell us in Revelations 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, America, where also our Mashiach Yahushua was crucified, because he's got him set up as a so-called white man, Caesar Borgia. Every day, every way, 24/7. Ain't nobody standing against that. They ain't going against that in a real way. And it's sad whenever someone come from a church perspective and come into the knowledge of we the Hebrew Israelites, then they still gonna talk about us. The ones that led the way before them. Way before them. And still trying to bring forth a Christian type of way of being a Christian. No. This is a way of life, period. From Genesis to Revelation and everything in between. So be faithful, brother, till the end. You know? Mashiach told us in Matthew 24, I'm here already. Well, that's power, that's a spirit. Matthew 24 and 10. It says, let's look at verse 11. It said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Mashiach telling you, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Look at the nations that's together. Think about all the people you look at all the different nations that's together and going to court against brothers. Shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Oh, excuse me. For my name's sake. Deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And you know, you're a murderer if you hate your brother, too. No good and well, that's your brother, but you're gonna kill you. And have you there, the hated so much of all nations, they're gonna cast you into prison. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Ain't this what we seeing? Many offended. By what? Because you bringing forth the fact that they bringing forth lies and leading the people wrong, leading the people straight to the pit of hell, the hell fire that's coming to burn people up, the lake of fire. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. That's what they are saying. Hey, you following false prophets, you being deceived. But our people love to hear it so. Speak to us smooth words. Prophesy us this deceit. So you have those that's gonna love that. There's gonna be many that's coming out of these churches. They don't realize, man, I'm not really. What am I really getting out of this? I don't really know the word, what it's talking about. Handle the Bible and see. You'll see what I'm saying. To make it talk to me. Talk to me. But the Most High, who you say you believe in, let him speak to me through those precepts. And you'll see what I'm saying. Saying many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. That's what you're looking at these leaders in these churches. The leaders cause our people to err. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because wickedness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's why they don't love their brother. They murderers. They don't love their brothers. They sit down and talk and really realize what this word is saying and change whatever it is that they're bringing forth to be righteous instead of wicked. But he tell you, if you follow, you break one of the least of the commandments, and you follow them, those that follow them, you're going to be the least in the kingdom of heaven. The least in the kingdom of heaven going to be cast to the lake of fire. Point blank. Because you're going to be, look, you think I'm lying? Go to Amos 9 and 10. I can't go here enough. Because you the children of Israel, most of these pastors are of Negro, or they come from the waters of Judah. Look, you're not under the law they teach you, right? So you ain't following no laws. You ain't got to follow the laws, the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. You don't know nothing about that. You get ready to celebrate Easter. You get ready to bring in the spring equinox to operate under the pretense and fantasy of worshiping the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis, fertility god. That's why you got rabbits, eggs. Egg for what? Fertility. Rabbits lay a lot of litter. You know? Sad. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners, that's those that break the laws of the Most High, don't want to follow the commandments, we ain't under the law. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. So they're going to kill you. Which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. If you are a sinner of the Most High's people, he going to kill you. That's what evil was created for. Sinners. He going to kill you. Going back to Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, iniquity, wickedness, and sin shall abound everywhere you look. It's all kind of sins. And we the ones that's sighing, that's crying for all the abominations that's being done in this world. To tell you to come back to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, and be righteous. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Cold. People cold-blooded. You know, to even take the time to go to court to stand up against the righteousness of the word of the Most High. I bet you they won't say, okay, well, let's see what you brought forth in the word of the Most High and prove it not to be true. Have a court on that. Whole court against the Israelites, against what we bringing forth is not true. Instead of saying, okay, well, whatever reason it is that they're coming up with chunked up charges against my brothers, open up this word of the Most High and say, hey, let the Most High be true, every man a liar. By the word of the Most High as it is written, then let's see. They're not going to do that. They got their own little penal codes that they got to follow. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. See? Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Cold-blooded, man. You got freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom of speech. You have freedom of religion, but you don't have freedom of religion. And our own people whose deeds overpass the deeds of the wicked is the ones that's leading the way. Like they led the way with the Mashiach, what they say. He said, I find no injustice in this man. Crucify him. Let his blood be on us and on our children. So you're the children of those that said that to him. Because you ain't standing up for righteousness. You standing up for wickedness and evil. Listen, brothers. But he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Got to endure to the end. The same shall be saved. Hallelujah. 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 All praise to the Most High. And I'm out.